idcwoodcraft.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Wednesday evening with part of the IDC crew and Kate.
Hi. How is everyone tonight? Oh my goodness.
It's been a while since you've been with us. Everybody's excited that you're here. We got a bunch of hi Kates in the chat going by.
Hiya. How's everyone doing? I am so excited to be back. Oh my goodness. It has been a minute. I was telling Juliann behind the scenes, I was like, I'm a little nervous. Like, it's been a minute. Like, normally I'm just like, what's up, guys? Like, I feel a little flutter. Like, you know, Garrett's like, you need to tell your story tonight. And I'm just like, who wants to hear my story? Like, where should I start? And he's just like, you just need to talk about your journey. And I'm like, nobody wants to hear about that. He's like, no, really, it's like quite interesting. So we got to talking about it. And I was just really amped up to, like, you know, it has been a journey. It really has, from like where I started with him so many years ago up until now. It's been really exciting. So it's fun to be back.
They say you got to catch us all up. For sure.
Oh my goodness.
They say we all move so fast. I mean, it feels like no time when you get back together, but it has been quite a bit of time since we last talked. So you guys, I'm just hello to everybody. I'm not going to single anybody out by saying hi. I've already been saying hi to a couple people out there, and we're going to get rolling. I'm coming to you from the office this evening because my lovely internet service did not want to be connected.
Yeah.
We've got Garrett and Liberty both out, so we pretty much have free reign.
No, like we're gonna be going wild tonight. We're gonna be doing all the things without them. They're probably watching us on their cell phones or up on their TVs or something. So hi, Liberty. Hi, Garrett.
It's the beautiful part about it. They unless they comment in the chat, we don't know. A couple things. Some good news on the IDC front is we're continuing to move forward with the building and getting our new expanded space. So it's exciting. We're a couple weeks out. Still got some paperwork to do. Still got some other things to do. This past weekend, we had our Father's Day sale. And for those of you getting tongue-tied here. For those of you that have joined in tonight, we're actually extending that Father's Day sale. So as a review, the Father's Day sale was on our Edge Hugger kit. Now, you can get 10% off of this lovely Edge Hugger kit by following the link that I'm about to throw in the chat. It will give you that 10% off automatically once it is in your cart. So I think, Kate, you have a set of Edge Huggers. Have you used them yet, or what do you think?
I do. Actually, I didn't get a chance to clean them off a little bit, but these little guys here, I have been profoundly impressed. Like, I've gone through a ton of clamps. You guys have seen, like, in some of my videos and things like that, where, like, the bit's gone by and, like, done a drive-by and taken a chunk out of my aluminum bit. So these, honestly, even with a really low clearance, I have been extremely impressed by these. And for those of you who do or don't know, so in my Etsy business with my dog stacking platforms that I make, the material that I use is a solid 1-inch red oak. So it's not playing when it goes on. And I do a ton of profile cuts because I've obviously got to cut these pieces out. So I have on my CNC, I have my spoil board, and then I have a false spoil board on top of that I can, you know, in a pinch, I can take that off and just use my spoil board. But I mean, that's at least, I'd probably say 1.25 inches in material just in those two pieces alone, and then the additional inch on top of it. So I've been really impressed because you get this entire box here, but then you have all of these really incredible different lengths that you can use for the pieces. So, and I don't even think, these aren't even the longest ones, to be honest. So yeah, so like, here's the longest one versus, like, sorry, my fingernails are kind of in the way, but So like you can kind of see how much longer this one is versus what I even need to use. So I have been really impressed by the force that these little guys can hold down. And like Garrett explains in the YouTube video that he did on them, they have a little bit of a rough piece here at the very top. So it really like grips the edge of the wood very, very nicely. And then the bolt runs right up against the edge of the wood. So that downward pressure is going directly onto your workpiece, which makes it just all the more incredible, because honestly, I had stopped using my clamps. I had gone to straight brad nails, just tacking them in. But the thing of it is I do a lot of double-sided carves. And so when I was like, I'd carve out the front of it and then I had to go to pull it up, I was using like a pry bar, prying it up off my spoil board, flipping it over, having to use the snips, cutting all of those little brad nails out, and then like hammering them down, making sure they're out of the way, and then flipping the board over. So these little guys have really saved me quite a bit of time. I've been very impressed with them. I won't, you guys know I don't lie about products that I use. So that's my honest review. There you go.
All right. Very nice. I was going to say, for those of you just joining in, hello, hello, hello. Some of you may know Kate, some of you may not. So yeah, we were just chit-chatting about the edge huggers, and Kate's actually had quite the interesting CNC journey. She mentioned starting out as, mentoring with Garrett and going through all the learning process with that. And then you just kind of branched off and went on. So for those of you that don't know Kate, would you share a little bit about how you got started and where you've been and where you're going?
Where I've been. Woo, that's a loaded question. Okay, so I'll keep it really short and sweet to start out the beginning of the story, because I feel like there's so much to unpack in the journey of like actually opening my business. So I started out doing woodworking probably about 8 years ago, when I just kind of fell in love with it. And I thought, I will make these really cool, like wooden, like the big wooden signs like people would buy for their houses and things like that. And I started using my Cricut. Well, it quickly escalated where people wanted bigger signs, and I was like having to piece things together, which got to be a real pain. And a couple years down the road, I decided I was going to buy a much bigger vinyl cutter. So I bought like a 48-inch vinyl plotter, which was fantastic. And I got away with that for quite a while, and had a lot of great success. Had a paint party business, basically where I was going into different homes. I was like creating these really unique signs, putting the stencil on, and people would tell me what colors they wanted. I would bring everything. And then I started doing that. Well, then COVID hit. So I was like, well, great. Like, obviously I'm going into people's homes and that's going to come to a screeching halt. And it did. It really like train wrecked my business into the ground, if you will. So I started trying to sell them on Etsy for a while. That was relatively successful for a bit. Just selling like individual sign kits and things like that. But y'all know what I'm saying when there's always that one person or that handful of people that like ate the glue as kids. Like, you know how I'm talking about. Like they ate the glue. It's like the instructions could not be more clear on how to walk this thing step by step. And there would always be somebody that would be in my messages, be like, well, I ripped the stencil off at 100 miles an hour and I don't understand why, like my paint all came with it. Okay, well, it says very clearly in the instructions, you're supposed to remove the Aura mask at a low and slow angle, not just, Lord have mercy. And so that was really frustrating for a while. So yes, I'm sorry. You guys can hear my cat in the background. She is not hungry, actually. She is just being extra. I think she's lonely because usually my 3 dogs are out here with me and she's feeling a little lonely. But anyway, so after all of that went down, I decided, okay, it was getting to the point where you could literally go to Michael's, go to Hobby Lobby, you could go anywhere and buy these really, you could basically buy the same thing that I was making. And so I thought, okay, well, I'll try to just like go back, sell the signs. I'll start dabbling with some different things. And I did. And, I really just wanted to start a business. I was like, I have a talent, I have a skill. People want these things, but I really don't know what I want to make. And so I just started like trying to please everyone. It was kind of like a word of mouth, like, oh, hey, can you make me some signs for my pond? Sure. Can you do this for me? Sure. But obviously that's not a regular income. That's not something that you can count on every month. So it was just really hit or miss. And I started doing some research. As you guys know, I'm a huge education proponent. You really need to like do your research, do the work ahead of time. So when I was doing that, I said, I think I need to up the ante a little bit. I need to pivot. I need to find some way in order to make this different. What can I add to my business that nobody else has, that nobody else is really doing right now? And of course, I was still really in the mindset of signs, home decor, things like that. So I looked into the CNC world. I looked into the plasma cutters. I looked into, like a really big, like CO2 laser. Like, what can I really do? And so I wound up coming across, I came across Garrett and Mark Lindsay at the time. And I started watching them and I'm like, what on earth? Like, I knew what a CNC was. I knew what it did. But I guess I just hadn't put the two together, that it takes this like enormous, very intense program software to make it all go. And the thoughts of programming bits running at 100 IPM and a plunge of 30 and, how many RPMs this thing is supposed to run is extremely intimidating. Okay. Keep in mind, I came from like doing, graphics on the Cricut software and Inkscape and stuff like that. So this was incredibly intimidating, which I'm sure there's many of you going, yep, they're very scary. You got to think about it. You've got a big running router with a big metal bit in it, and you're driving it into a piece of wood, and you've spent money on the router, you've spent money on the spindle or whatever it is. You're not trying to wreck everything that you just did in 12 seconds, which is about how long it takes to break a bit if you don't do it right.
Don't we know it?
Let's just talk, you're sitting there going, oh, what do I do now? What did I do wrong? You just don't know. So from that point on, I really started doing some research, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to buy CNC. So I started looking around and I found Onefinity, and I love the fact that you could grow with it. Like, I could buy the smaller one and I could grow bigger and this and that. And I said, you know what, screw it. If I'm going to make big signs, I'm not going to make the same mistake like I did with the Cricut and the vinyl machine. I'm just going to buy the biggest, baddest one that they have. We're going to go for it, because I knew, pardon my French, come hell or high water, I was going to make this go. And so I ordered it. It was 6 months later, it came in. But for the OG people here in the group, they know me and my famous binders. I have binders full of notes. I would chisel out some time, like every night for 6 months. It was like an hour or two. I would go watch one of Garrett's videos. I would watch one of Mark Lindsay's videos. And I found that watching the two of them, they were both very consistent, because I was trying to watch different people. And I'm like, well, Garrett didn't do it that way. Mark didn't do it that way. And that's when you kind of like, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like during COVID and everybody trying to watch all these different hairstylists trying to like get the best haircut. And you're taking a piece from this guy and a piece from that guy and a piece from this guy. And you wind up with this really screwed up haircut. So,
True.
I don't know. It was kind of a hot mess. But then I scheduled a one-on-one with Garrett, and I had like 12,000 questions lined out. And like, I was not going to waste my $100 an hour with him. I had all the questions. I came prepared. And so I don't know what it was. Garrett just saw something in me, and he was like, tell me your story. I was like, bro, I don't have time for stories. I got questions.
Tell me what I need to know.
Questions, tell me what I need to know. But I don't know. I think he just saw something in me. I think he saw that spark and that drive. And I think we wound up talking for like 3 hours that night. And after that, he was like, you've got a really interesting story. I think we should like talk about this business journey and what you want to do and how you're going to grow and your mindset and everything else. And I did not see him coming. If he were a big yellow school bus and I was out in the middle of the sidewalk, I did not see him coming. I was I was blindfolded. I didn't know what happened. But I will say he has been a major blessing in my life. He really has. It's been an incredible journey. It's been a wonderful friendship. And I will say he has called me out on my shit before. And there have been times I've been sitting on my back patio just bawling my eyes out talking to him because I'm like, I want this so bad. Like, I don't know how else to make this work. I'm like, I'm making epoxy signs. I'm killing myself trying to do all of these things. And he said something to me. You know, you always have that one mentor or that one person that says something to you and it kind of like sticks with you. Mm-hmm. He always said, if you try to please everyone, you'll please no one. And at the time I was like, you know, I never really, like, I got it, but now I really get it. It hits home. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, do you have anything like that?
I was going to say, it's kind of like my mind immediately goes to business is you try to make everybody happy. You try to make something like a specific or even a ton of different products for everybody. You're going to lose, you're going to lose something. There's not going to be enough substance to build up what you need to go further with if you're spreading yourself across the board. So yeah, like it's definitely relatable in all aspects. But yeah, so I mean, that was how long ago did you and Garrett stop doing your mentoree sessions?
Oh gosh, I want to say it's been at least 2, maybe 3 years since then. I feel like it's been that long since we actually stopped the mentoring, because we did this show for about a year together. And then things in my life just kind of went like crazy. And I was driving like a crazy person trying to get back from soccer practice and trying to make the lives. And oh my word. It was just craziness. But yeah, I think it's roughly, I want to say it's been about 3 years. I really do.
So it's interesting how impactful, like just that period of time, that mentorship, like it really goes to show that, you know, the education and connections that you guys make, like even in the beginning, those carry forward. It's like, it's very important, the community, very important to have those mentors and mentee relationships. Like you can't trade that in for anything.
Yeah. So. No, you really can't. And honestly, it's been, you know, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but I tell Garrett all the time, I'm like, I'm really proud of you too. You know, because he's like we'll share our successes, but I'm like, you know, I remember when you were in your apartment and you had your CNC like in your living room. Like, you know, I remember the one little, I know, right? Like I remember the one bay, like I used to come and visit and like it didn't have really air conditioning or heating and it was like freezing. And I mean, it's just been really, really incredible because I mean, I remember when Liberty came on, like just, you know, and I remember going and like meeting with Liberty, and then I remember you coming on, and now you guys have Adam, and you know, you guys have new shipping and you have content creation, and now you're doing this, like you guys are in the old apartment and like you're buying this building, and it's just sorry, I get kind of like worked up about it, but it's truly an emotional, mental, like mindset shift of where you want to be in your life. What do you want for your family? What do you want? Like, what does this journey mean to you? If you're going into business, you have to be in that right mindset. And I think the one thing that Garrett taught me the most is you really kind of have to be like, you have to be more willing to open your brain. Like if you just want to be a stick in the mud and you want to listen to somebody and hear somebody out, that's not what mentoring is going to be for you. Mm-hmm. Like you really have to be able to break down and shake out everything you ever knew and be willing to turn that 360 degrees. So for me, like if you guys, like for some of the OG people in the group, they know I'm a true creative. Like manufacturing the same thing day in and day out is literally like making me want to stab like a sharp stick in my eye. Like, I absolutely freaking hate manufacturing because I feel like it limits my creativity. And now I'm like busting out these platforms. I'm like, put the next one on, put the next one on. I'm like, okay, same bit, same rinse and repeat every single day. And I'm just like, ugh. You know, I was telling Garrett, he's like, you need to make your Buck and Indigos thing with your epoxy. And I'm like, that would take me like 2 weeks to do. And there's no way. Like, you just want to do something like really fun, like really exciting. And I'm like, okay, I did that for like 3 years. Now it's time to like lock in.
So do you find that it's easier for you as a creative person to do something for a little bit and then go ahead and change it up a little bit? That way it keeps you engaged? Or do you feel like you can carry just a tiny bit of something on through? How does your mindset fare in the long run?
Well, to be honest, I really think that from the business side of things, I think it's I take my creativity and I pour it into, and I know this is going to sound really, really dopey, okay? But I pour it into things like, how do I make my packaging better? Like, what can I put in the envelope that's going to help me connect with my customers? How do I'm using that creativity in more of a business sense. Like, how do I, make my marketing more interesting? I mean, because let's face it, like, dog stacking platforms for confirmation is not the most exciting thing in the world, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe, but I really have to get creative in what I'm doing. And so something else that I've been doing is, so I've started doing like laser cuts, because you guys know about 1.5 years ago, I bought a CO2 laser. I bought an 80-watt OMTech. And so I started doing like these really cool, like full wraps. And of course, in true Kate fashion, I picked the absolute hardest thing to do on a tumbler, not just like a simple engraving. No, of course not me. Picked the most difficult thing. So like I started doing, so like this one is a dachshund. So I take these to my shows when I do like an event or like at a dog show, stuff like that. So those are fun. I do like dog scarves, like you would get from like the dog groomer or something like that. And put different things on them. So it's really been kind of unique to like branch out and still use my creativity, just not with my CNC, because honestly, I'm not going to lie, I really like money. So it's very motivating.
I don't think that anybody can deny that point there. I mean, we all like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had some questions for some people. So in regards to like business and growing, so I do have my business. It's on Etsy. I do not currently have it on any other platforms. Basically, I'm just still trying to get my feet wet. I know I've had the Etsy store open for about 1 year. And it's been slowly, like gradually growing, because you've got to get into that Etsy algorithm. You've got to start really like paying your dues. You've got to be a star seller. You've got to ship everything on time. You've got to play by Etsy's very strict set of rules. And so if you guys have questions about Etsy, or if you have questions about like marketing or mindset or mentoring or anything like that, let me know. I would love to help, share with you guys what I've learned so far.
I was going to say, I was about
Do you have any questions out there?
Yes, we have a few questions. I'm going to see. Here we go. I'm going to pull the link for your Etsy store, because for those of you, I mean, Kate educated me before we started on what it takes to actually show a pupper dog at these shows. I was like, I was not even sure what it was, but let me throw in Kate's Etsy store really quickly. I know we have some other questions that are not not Kate related, but we can buzz through those really super quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm definitely
so
here to try and help out with CNC questions and whatever else.
for sure, for sure. I'm working on starring. I'm working on throwing
Oh,
links in, showing. Oh my gosh, you guys. And Pascal, thank you so much for that $50 donation.
oh my goodness. Pascal, that's so lovely. Thank you. That's incredible.
We appreciate that very much. For those of you who aren't aware, there is a donating feature on YouTube. It is in the YouTube chat. And it's shaped like a tiny little dollar sign. So you are more than welcome to shoot us some fundage. That those funds actually go toward all the initiatives that we donate to.
I love that.
And yes, for sure. On a more somber note, I just want to issue a really big thank you for those of you that actually donated last week. Some of you know our CNC brother, Thomas Swan, had passed away from cancer, and you guys showed out again and put forth those donations. And I was able to cut the check, match the donations, and sent it in a sympathy card today to his family. So yet again, thank you guys for doing that. It really goes to show how amazing our community is. We love you guys. We really do.
Absolutely. Okay. That makes such an enormous impact on a family too.
It really does. It was a very significant amount. I'll say that. I won't breach the privacy of what we sent, but it was amazing, you guys.
Yeah, that's really incredible.
For sure. Okay, let's dive into these questions.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Mr. Gary Lynn said, hope all is going well with you and the family. It's good to see you, Kate. He finally got to go back in the shop next week for limited duty. So kudos. Well, a lot of people happy to see you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Like I said, my nerves are a little settled. I kind of feel like I'm starting to get back into the groove. But if I'm yapping too much, just be like, Kate, let's answer some questions, do something different. I don't know, girl.
All good. We got this on lockdown. All right. Mike, the discounts do not stack for the Edge Hugger discount this evening. For everybody that jumped online, let me go ahead and re-throw in that Edge Hugger kit link, because we extended the Father's Day sale to just tonight, 8 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. And there's that for you all. Okay. Moving on down.
Girl, you were like the master multitasker. That's all I can say.
I do my best. When I get home, I literally just like,
I can only imagine. Yes.
Greg, the Tool Quest Edge Huggers don't come with the Next Wave nuts yet. You are able to buy them separate from the kit, but as of right now, Tool Quest hasn't quite integrated those in yet. It's in progress, but it hasn't happened yet. So you will have to order those nuts separately.
So, and I can show you what he is talking about if you're curious. Yeah. So that's kind of like the T-Track, like traditional type nut that you would have to buy separately. So that's what that looks like. The kit comes with the nuts that he is referring to. This is what they look like. So they do actually, I did try them on my T-Tracks. I know a lot of people have you can buy them on Amazon or at Woodcraft or wherever, pretty standard. These did actually fit in mine. So I'm not sure what type of T-Track he has, but I also did notice these were a little bit more difficult to get in, where, of course, like I mentioned earlier, if you've had a crash or something like that, or maybe you've done something and it's, taken a part out and that metal's kind of bent in, sometimes you can use a little bit of a file and try and, I don't know how tight the difference is that he's trying to work with, but maybe if you use like a little file or something, if it's just on one area or if it's on all of them. So, but those are definitely very unique, and I really have enjoyed them.
Yep. And Sean, yes, they do actually fit on the alt mill T-Tracks. We ended up getting, obviously Garrett has an alt mill, but we ended up ordering a bunch of T-Tracks from a lot of different places and trying these nuts out on them. And
sure.
I mean, so far so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. William Olson, for me, how come when I ordered my Gen 2 Onefinity CNC, I didn't receive a Onefinity banner? Any input? We're not the ones that ship the Onefinity machines. They are featured on our site, but that is just like a link over to there. So honestly, I would contact Onefinity customer service and be like, hey, do you guys?
And actually, I don't think that they come with banners. I mean, I know I have mine, but I'm also an affiliate with them, and I do a lot of I've done a lot of work and a lot of promoting and things like that for their company since I've been in the CNC industry for about 4 years now. So unless they're sending them out, and I'm unaware of that, but I know that when I ordered my machine, I know it didn't come with one. So if there's anyone else that's gotten a newer CNC that's been shipped out and you've gotten a banner, you might help him out. But I don't know. I've never heard that before. I haven't heard that recently about the banners going out.
Interesting. I was going to say, yeah. I want one. I don't even have a Onefinity machine. I want a banner or a sticker. I like the free representation stuff.
I know it. I'm always like, you know me, I've been Team Onefinity since the very beginning. So, yes. Yep. Very absolutely. Cool. All right. What else we got out there?
Robert wants to know, what are your thoughts on presentation at an event?
Okay.
So,
well, Robert, if you want to add a little bit more context on that would be lovely. As far as, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say like presentation, like basically just my setup. I'm assuming that's maybe what you're thinking of. So again, in true Kate fashion, I always like to be the best looking booth at the show, because I want people to say, oh, what is that over there? I want to go look at that. So I usually wind up in a corner, which is great because it gives me a little bit of an additional wiggle room. I have tablecloths for my tables. They come on Amazon and they're really fitted on the table. So they look really chic and they look very professional. I also have picture frames of all of the different platforms that I've made. So I've made some really custom ones that have a board on the bottom so the box can be flipped over, and the dog can actually stand on top of it, so it can be a multi-purpose. So I like to really display all of the different ideas. So I have an epoxy platform that I like because people like to come up and they like to touch the epoxy. They like to see and they like to feel it. I have different samples. So I have lots of different little colors, and they're actually miniature sized, the front bar that's epoxy. Actually, let me grab you one and I'll show you one so you can kind of see what I mean.
All right. Cool.
Okay. So this is one of the epoxy ones. And this was one of the guys that's getting ready to go out, but they just like to come up and they like to feel around the pocketing and the wood. This actually has a small glaze over the top of it, so it actually protects the wood. But overall, I mean, it's really just about drawing them in because people like to see and they like to touch and they like to feel. And then I have the cups over there, so those are always kind of fun. And then I like to throw in a few of my other epoxy projects. So they're not oh, is this just a one-off thing? Does she just do this one thing well? So I have a bunch of round, cool little tables. I have my the big limestone river diamond shaped logo that had 18 different colors that I incorporated with my CNC and did, all of the different things. So that was really incredible. So a lot of people come over and they're like, oh, can you do these big epoxy inlay signs? Why, yes, I can. So for me, it's more about getting them engaged, getting them to want to come and talk to me. And then when they see me, I usually just say, hey, how you doing? And I don't nobody wants to be sold to. So, I always just try to engage with them. And, a lot of people are like, oh, what is this? And then I show them, that it's convertible, like that you can actually break the entire platform down and you can put it into like the size of like a sports bag chair, or like, like a sports bag that has, sports chair that has the bag. So the platforms can basically fit into that. And a lot of dog people, they have kennels, they have all of the things. It's kind of like traveling with like a newborn infant. You've got the swing, you've got the portable crib, you've got the pack and play, you've got the car seat, you've got all the crap that you need to travel with this tiny human. Think of that like in a dog form.
Oh my goodness gracious. So portability is a must. I really like your idea of like putting the smaller samples kind of out there on the table. That's a great idea. Like I'm always drawn to when they have the like miniature like air machines or dust collection machines on the table. I'm like, ooh, that's tiny. I like that.
I know it's just something your eye. Like, defies like your brains. Like they always walk up and they're like touching it. And then I have, like the medium stain, the dark stain, and then the natural. And so I have carved in there, like I stained one board dark and then I carved into it. So they can see exactly what the wood will look like with the dark stain. And so they're like, oh, I thought I would really like the dark stain, but I really like the medium instead, because they get to see it in person. So the more that they get to interact with it and then they start asking more questions, that's where you're really going to make your sale. So the presentation is a conglomerate of things, but overall, just making yourself presentable. Like I have, like you guys, when you do like YouTube videos, you have your IDC Woodcraft. You want to look like you're presenting yourself in a business role. If I showed up and just, slumming it and whatever, like I just rolled out of bed and my hair's all crazy, they're going to be like, oh, well, this, she's not taking herself very seriously. She's not taking her business seriously. Like if you're going to ask somebody to spend, let's just say with tax and everything, roughly about $400 or $500 if they're buying epoxy, they want to know that they have that faith in you, that you're going to show up and that you're going to do what you say you're going to do and not just, run for the hills with their money. You know what I mean?
Yep. Presenting yourself like you present your product. Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So, oh my gosh, here comes one of my favorite usernames for our next question.
All right,
Chili Bang Whiz.
I love it. I love it.
Do you look at an end goal and then plan how you're going to accomplish that? What checks and balances do you put in place to gauge that you're on track?
So Garrett will be proud of me for this one. So I actually have a whiteboard because I stole that hack from him many years ago. He wrote it up on his board. It's very, very visually. Like you can almost see it in some of his really old school, like YouTube videos, like way back when he very first started. And you can see that big whiteboard. And you can see the carving that he had. I think it was wealth is what he had carved out, or he bought it at Michael's, or he did something with it. But anyway, it was a very visual representation of what he's doing. So I like to write out, okay, so for this month, my goal is going to be to sell like, I don't know, 15 platforms or 20 platforms. I'm very realistic with my goals. I try not to be over the top because I also have to look at my calendar as a mom. And as a wife. My husband travels. I have 7 acres. I have a house. I have 3 dogs. I have 2 kids. I homeschool my son. My daughter just graduated from high school. We're doing college things. So, I have to be very realistic with those kind of expectations as well. But the nice thing is that if I put that goal up there, I'm very goal driven. So I like to say, okay, do I need to run extra ads? Like I'm only at 9 this month, and just putting that out there. I'm a very Christian person, so I do a lot of praying. I'm, asking God for him to give me what he can handle or what I can handle. And then like this week I was, it's been really tough this week. I'm going to take a quick sidebar. My brother-in-law is in the hospital. He's struggling with liver cancer and he has been hit a really, really rough patch. So that's really been weighing on my heart this week. And then my oldest dog, Buck, he is not doing well. He is not doing well. And so I'm having a really hard week. And I was telling my best friend, I said, I really think I need like just like a week off, to not really a week off, but like if I could just have like a couple of orders instead of like 10 this week, that would be great. And then I got 5 orders this week. So, you know, I think God said, you know, you're one that perseveres and you're going to keep going. And this is my way of showing you that you're still going to show up. You're still going to do what you need to do because you've worked too hard and you've earned this. So we're not going to drop the ball now. You know, I kind of see it that way. So I would say that's kind of how I do my checks and balances. You know, and I like to work ahead a little bit. So if I can, like right now, I probably have like 4 platforms ready to go. So all I have to do is really stain them and like ship them out the door. So I try to work ahead a little bit too, if I can. So if I have dull moments, I don't go, oh, I don't have any orders this week. Like, I think I'll just sit here and chillax. Like, no. Like, okay, we've got boxes to order. We've got shipping labels we can do. We've got marketing we can do. We've got social media stuff. Like, what else can I be doing? You know, it's that constant hustle. So, yeah.
All right. As I say, I'm glad you hang in there. It's very important, like when doing your own small business, doing, you know, selling your products, you really don't want to necessarily have like a downtime where you're not productive. You do want to schedule downtime for yourself personally. You don't want to continue to go through like nonstop, but it is important to try to stick to that regimen that you set for yourself, regardless of where your checks and balances are. It's really important. Yeah. Don't forget time for you too. That recharge is necessary.
My pool has been beckoning me, but I keep saying, because my daughter came out and she's like, Mom, do you want to go lay out by the pool? And I was like, I would love to go lay out by the pool, but I have like, I'm like, listen, it's a Tuesday afternoon. I don't have time to go lay out by the pool, but text me on Saturday or call me on Saturday. Like, let's do it then. And of course it's supposed to rain all weekend. So, you know, there's that.
Wow. Mr. Carl wants to know, in regards to your projects, do you do inlays? And if so, can you talk about your process?
Oh, dear Carl, I would love to do inlays. And listen, I have done countless projects. Inlays is something I have never attempted. I would love to do an inlay and just like be able to figure it out. But with my personality type, I literally would not be able to walk away from it. Like, I would be out here for 3 days because I'd be like, okay, I just need like one, like 1/1500th of an inch to make it just perfect. Like, I would be out here for days. It would be very terrible for me. So
let's not broach that project just yet.
Not yet. I need somebody to like do a YouTube video that tells me like exactly how to do it with the exact settings and the exact wood. Like, if somebody could do that with inlays, I bet you could make a lot of money. Like, that would be a really good business model, telling people how to do inlays, because some people play like, oh, it's easy peasy. Oh, well, okay, epoxy's easy peasy, you know.
Yep, with all that temperature and getting it right and making sure it stays cool and those pressure pods. Epoxy's easy. Yep, totally.
You betcha.
All right. DP of Suwani. What have you encountered along the way that helped your creativity expand and grow?
Oh, man. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to channel my inner Garrett here. So my expanded growth and my creativity has really been opening my mindset and letting it just kind of like come to me naturally. And I know that sounds really goofy to say out loud. Like, I really understand for those of you who are like, no, I need like an idea. I need a process, because I'm a very type A personality. And so that like wishy-washy, like go with the flow type of thing does not work for me. Like, I don't function like that. I'm a mom. I've raised I've had 4 kids and 12 chickens and worked a full-time job and done all the things. And like, I run on a very strict schedule. So just like letting it speak to me was not in my brain. So I was like, no, it's going to be a sign business. No, it's going to be epoxy. It's going to be epoxy and signs. No, it's going to be very cut and dry. And honestly, I never thought in 100 years I would be making dog stacking platforms. If you had told me that a year ago, I would have told you you were out of your damn mind. Like, I was actually at a dog show with one of my best friends, Allie, and we were looking around, and I was like, how do they get these dogs to stand like this? And she's like, well, they use a stacking platform. So I got on Etsy and I started like scrolling around. And I was like, they want like $350 for like some 2x4s and some paint stapled together and a strip of Velcro. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I was like, I can't get on board with this. Like, this is ludicrous. I was like, I'm going to build something better. And so I did. And it took me about 6 months to really get like every little nuance and every little thing done. But I built it and I threw it on Etsy. The pictures were not perfect. I was really nervous. I was like, this is not going to go anywhere. And I got like 7 or 8 sales in like the first 2 weeks. I was like, I thought you needed like 3 years on Etsy for the algorithm to even like notice you. And then it was like really quiet, and it'd be like 1 here and then like 2 here and then 3 there. And now I'm starting to get like 5 orders, 4 orders. And then I have people from shows like that they've taken my business card. So they'll be like, hey, do you remember me? And I'm like, absolutely. I remember you. How can I help you? And then they're like, I would love to get a stacking platform. Cool. Let's do it. Right. So
yeah, there's it. For sure. And then there was a follow-up, like you talk about your creativity. Do you think it can be developed, or is it just a God-given gift? Anything can be developed. Like you can honestly develop and, make something grow. You don't have to be born with it. You don't have to be immediately creative and see the artistry and everything. It's something that you can cultivate for sure. Like anybody.
Oh, 100%. Do I believe that there are people that are like naturally born artsy? Absolutely. Because my daughter is one of them. She can hum to a beat and just start making up a song and sing, and it's beautiful. Me, I'm lucky if I could draw a stick person and not screw it up. So
I'd be a good stick person.
Yes, it'd be a very straight and symmetrical stick person, but it would be just that. So I think honestly, it's just, you just kind of have to like woosah, you just kind of like got to let it go. Like I started working on this, I don't even know. It was kind of like a big sunflower, and I basically pocketed out all of the little areas of it. And I got a syringe and I was like, I was thinking I was going to make all this yellow, and then I made some of it blue, and then I made the center of it like a coral color. And then I made part of it white. And then I made all these things, and I just started like fiddling around with it. And I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. Sometimes it's just giving yourself that permission to say, I'm just going to do something totally off the wall today. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do something. I'm going to try this carving with the 60-degree V-bit, and I'm just going to give it hell. I'll show you something real quick. You guys, the original. Oh, sorry, Squeaky Joy. Sorry, we have all the things out here. Anybody need a big Kong toy? We have like 27.
Can we CNC those?
Huh?
I said, can we CNC those?
Yeah, exactly. So like this was something. So my daughter drew this picture, right? And she was like, Mom, can you like carve this or do something really cool with it? And I had this big like walnut cookie from a local lumber yard that we have around here. And I was like, I'm just going to do something kind of fun with it. And I just like did a 60-degree V-bit and I let it go. And, sometimes it's just really like experiencing your tools. It's figuring out what you can do with them versus trying to control every little part of it. And that's really where I had to have this like big mindset shift from like Garrett going, Kate, pay attention. You're not listening to me. I'd be like, I hear you. He'd be like, you're not listening. I'd be like, I am. He'd be like, no, you're not. We did this for a long time. And so it's just, it's really about letting go and just embracing what's coming towards you and having the mindset to go, well, that could be something,
Never
That's
know until you try.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it really is. It's been a whirlwind of a ride. I won't lie, from like making wooden signs and having this like hell-bent mindset that I was going to make signs and I was going to use epoxy and that was going to be it. And I've really had to like step back. I had to step back from social media because I was so worried about like what everybody was doing. I was worried about posting on TikTok. I was worried about posting on Instagram, posting on Facebook, posting on a business page. Like that shit is overwhelming. If I can give you one piece of advice that you walk away with tonight, it would be that you pick one thing and do that one thing exceptionally well. Like that's why I haven't even put my laser etched cups up on, I haven't even put them up on my Etsy shop yet. Like I probably have 30 of them done. I could put them up on my Etsy shop. But then once I see them, it's like, oh, well now I've got to worry about ordering more cups. Now I've got to worry about ordering the right colors. Now I've got to worry about, making sure the hours on my laser is, I'm making sure the tube isn't, going to blow up on me midway. It's all about splitting your focus. I'm focused on my dog platforms. I'm focused on perfecting those, batching them out, getting as many made as I can, getting them ready to go. Like whatever it is, I want to try to be 100% in on that, getting my packaging curated down, like all of these little bitty nuances, because it's just me at the end of the day. And that's like a lot of other creators that are out there. It's just you. And I have all of these other balls in the air that I'm juggling. So, you've got to be aware of what you're dealing with, what's being thrown at you. And like you said, try to carve out time for you, try to carve out time for your family. Because if you're just burning both ends of the candle at the same time, you're literally going to burn out, and then you're going to become resentful and you're not going to want to do it. And that's no fun.
Or sometimes it even breaks you physically, and we don't want anybody getting to that point. A few of us have been there, and it's not a good experience. You don't like you said, Kate, you don't want it to be resentful. You don't want to look back on a creative hobby or small business venture and think, oh my gosh, why did I ever do that? Like you want this to be something that's enjoyable. We want this to be something enjoyable for you guys, for sure. Garrett's kind of shadowing us in the comments. The next question comes from him. I'm not quite sure what he means, but he says, Kate, what did you dial into on your CNC? What is the product and the sauces? Or what is settings? Sauce. Garrett, are you hungry?
Oh my gosh. What did I do okay, so I think I know what he means by dialing in my CNC. So, you have your certain like origin points where you can set your, I think it's G54, those types of things where you can like just bring the CNC back, throw the piece of wood on, cut it out and keep moving. The thing that has been the biggest adjustment for me is wood is, it can have moisture, it can have this, it can have that, it can, I've had to learn in all of this to get my planer dialed in, like exactamundo. And so it's been an adjustment because, I used lumber from, like, I could go buy, I don't know, it was like 12 pieces of like solid red oak. But they would come in at like origins or like, what am I trying to say? the thickness of like, let's say 1.2, and then other thicknesses would be like 1.05. So I was running it through my planer and I'm trying to get it to the exact measurements, but that's not cutting the butter, because these stairs that fall into these very specific like grooves on the backside of this board that go in there, like they have to be precise, because it's both sides. So if it's off, you've got that machine allowance, you've got everything else that you've got to factor into it. So there's been a lot of like material changes. There's been a lot of, okay, how do we get this to be exactly the same? That's what I mean by like dialing in the process of making it. You say, okay, well, you've been on Etsy for a year. You should have this like down perfected. Well, I did. And then I decided, okay, well, maybe I could save myself a little bit of money by using the stairs that go on the top of the platform in 3/4 inch wood instead of 1/4 inch wood. Do I really need to carve the cutouts a 1/2 inch deep down? Actually, no, I don't. I actually only need to carve them to about 0.3. So that reduces my machining time. The stairs only need to be cut down to 0.25. Okay, so now I've got different material for the top. So then you've got to, reprogram all that stuff in Vectric. You've got to rethink about more manufacturing standpoint. You've got all of these different little nuances that come into building something very personalized. And I know it's going to sound dumb, but like my black stain, it's a gel stain and it's thicker. It has a thicker consistency, and people like them to be blacked out. So it creates 2 or 3 coats. Well, the joints that everything slides into, because of that black, I have to account for that little, like I have to take off like my middle boards and all my like side pieces. They have to be like 0.97 versus 0.99, because that gel stain, when it goes up and down, it rubs the outside of the platform. Then it makes like ugly marks where it joins. So there's all of these stupid little bitty ridiculous things that I have to think about. So that's why I say like I'm constantly evolving. And Garrett came up the other day and he was here and I was like, is there a different joint that I could do? Is there something different? Like, your brain is just like, you have to be on fire for what you love. You have to be on fire for what you want. And I want it really bad. It sounds terrible to say like that, but
no, not at all.
You have to want your dream. You have to want it.
Very true. Very true. You talked about your spoil board earlier. Pascal wants to know, what would be a good alternative for MDF under the MDF spoil board?
So to be honest, Pascal, I have both of my spoil boards are MDF. So I use 3/4 inch for my main one that's attached to like the table. And then I have the MDF, the 3/4 inch, which is what's on top. I think it might actually be, I can't confirm because I've surfaced it so many times. It might be 1/2 inch. I'm not sure. Give or take, but.
Gotcha.
I mean, I've used pine before, but I will say this. If you do use MDF, I always suggest sealing it with like a sanding sealer or something like that to prevent that flex and bow in the material, because it depends on like if you're in a garage. So I have my shop, which I just cleaned. I hope you all are enjoying the nice clean background.
There have been comments. Yes. Someone said it definitely made their OCD feel better. Your clean shop.
Yes. I actually just like totally pulled all like everything out and like mopped the floors for the first time in like 2 years. Because who mops in a wood shop? Like nobody ever. Bad idea.
Yeah.
A lot of vacuum. But it needed done because like I said, I have my 3 dogs that run in and out of here. And I vacuum all the time, but like the muddy paw prints on the concrete, it's
it's a lived-in look. It's fine.
Yeah. Trust me, it's very lived in like all the time. So what was I gonna say? So what I was gonna say is to Pascal is I've used pine before. I've never had problems with pine. I've actually liked it. It's a little bit I feel like if you do a lot of like things like I do, like profile cuts, and I use my brad nailer quite a bit, I like how it actually works a little bit. It holds the project in a little bit more because I cut a lot of like Hey, back it up. Sorry, she's like trying to claw my computer cords. So she's, I like that it holds the nails in a little bit better versus something else. I know a lot of people take a lot of pride in their spoil boards. My spoil board is a hot disaster every day of the week. It's no joke. It's every day of the week. It's very bad.
It's in the name though for spoil board. I know that let's see. DP and Arthur both say birch plywood for the base because the screws hold a little better. So you got some options.
Yeah.
What makes you happy?
Yep. I mean, it's really, and a lot of people have a lot of different opinions, but it's really about what type of work do you do? What do you know, what suits you best is really what it's about. So
what works well in your shop? Speaking of working and fitting, Mike, for the edge huggers, the nuts, the Axiom AR8. I'll tell you this now. If you get a set of edge huggers and the nuts don't happen to fit, ToolQuest has a guarantee. You can ship that back and get your money refunded if it does not fit your machine. So yeah, you have that guarantee, and IDC Woodcraft honors that. Just FYI, try it out, see if it does work.
Yeah,
like we are here and we support you even if your machine T-tracks don't jive with it. But if they don't, let us know, because then we can tell ToolQuest and they can fix that.
Yes.
All righty, Mr. Jeff. Specifically about Etsy, how do you keep your shop traffic up? I have seen traffic ebb and flow a lot and spend a lot of time updating pictures just to keep things fresh. It seems to help.
Well, that's a really good question, Jeff. So very specifically, I like to do a lot of just like small minor tweaks. Like one week I might change up a tag. And if I notice I'm getting a lot more traffic off of that, like I keep like a little logbook of what tags work the best. Also, it's really important on Etsy to make sure that you are very, very specific about the products that you're using, because that is the number one question that I get. Also, it's really good to put something out there. So I have in one of my captions that I'm currently working on a HDPE platform, because a lot of people have sport dogs and things like that. So working on maybe a different model of it, working on, so a lot of people, I'll get a lot of questions about that. And they're like, well, I really like the HDPE because it seems like it would be a lot more sturdy. Well, you're exactly right. It probably would be very sturdy. But in compared to the red oak, I feel like it's a good equal, partner, if you will. And so they're like, oh, well, I didn't know it was red oak. And they'll go back and they'll look at it and they'll be like, oh, I totally missed that. And then they'll be like, well, I'll just go ahead and order the red oak. That's perfect. Great. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and see what we can do to get you ordered with that. But having something for them to look forward to, because I just had a repeat buyer. She came back and wanted another platform because she was so impressed with the one I had. She wanted to get it for a birthday present for somebody that she knew. So I was like, oh, that's fantastic. And then she was like, she started asking me about the letter carving on it. She's like, I really want to have it painted. So what kind of paint should I use? What kind of, what can I do to do this? And does it come sealed and yada, yada, yada. And I was like, I absolutely want to, let's talk about this whole process. What can I do to help you? But just building that foundation with your customers is really, really vital. When I get an order right away, I just say, hey, I just want to reach out and say, thanks for your order. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to hit me up here on Etsy Messenger. I'm usually very quick to respond. And so that just opens that door of communication, because they get that email right away that they hey, the owner of Buck and Indigo's Pupco sent you a message on Etsy Messenger. And they're like, oh, what's Etsy? Because it's fresh in their mind, they just placed that order. Mm-hmm. So because sometimes I do have questions, this lady wanted a custom font, so I had to communicate with her on that. And Etsy has very specific rules. Like they don't like you to try to say, oh, come find me on Facebook. Let's chat on Messenger. Like that violates their rules. You can do upsells and things like that in your Etsy Messenger. You can do custom orders. Like I did that for her and I said, okay, well, I can paint it for you and seal it and send it out the door, but it will add another couple of days to the production. Perfect. Great. So those types of small things really help the algorithm. The communication with your customers, they love. Shipping on time, clear pictures, good lighting, all that kind of stuff. Real pictures, not AI pictures. That's the kind of stuff that's going to keep your product, and having a relevant product that people are searching for.
Making those keywords count.
Yep. Every day.
All right. I'm going to try to compile this into one question, but I may pop both up. They're from the same person, CCHV.
Okay.
I can't find a target to focus on. The only thing I can think of is to make whatever I think of and then bring all the projects to a flea market. Okay, so that's the same question twice. So I'm guessing how to get your feet wet when you have no idea what project to start on. Advice.
Well, I would say, okay, let's break this down into a couple of different categories. So one, it's really important to find something that you love and that you're passionate about. So for me, I was in the same boat as you, friend. Absolute same boat. I was making all the different things. I was making home signs. I was making home decor. I was making wooden flower things. Basically, if you walked into Hobby Lobby and you looked around like they're wooden signs and little things, that's what I was making. And people really seemed to like that. But like I said earlier, it wasn't fully sustainable because you're basically relying on random people to buy your products at random times. You need to find something that is going to bring you joy. So let's just use the example that I know Garrett likes to use too. So let's say maybe an Army veteran. Or someone that likes Jeeps, or someone that likes whatever. They can make Army emblems. They can make Jeep emblems. They can make, if you're a gardener or whatever your passion is, there is a niche. There's a very specific niche for you. It's when you try to make everything and please everybody that's going to walk into your shop. That's where you're really going to get lost, and you're going to wind up out in left field like I did. And you can stay wandering out in left field for as long as earthly possible. But once you make that decision to narrow your focus and find something that's going to work for you, that's when you're really going to truly have your success. So stop, maybe take, part of the day, look around, think about what's most important to you. Is it your grandkids? Is it your kids? Is it your dogs? Is it your spouse? Is it one of your hobbies? Do you I don't know what it is, but I love pottery, painted pottery that's been kiln dried, that's has all these different swirls and things like that. Coffee mugs, kitchen utensils. There can be, try to start working towards a theme in your shop. And then that's when things will really start to kind of start coming to you a little bit more intentionally, and be more intentional with your searches. Maybe print some things out on, create maybe a vision board, because sometimes when things are more visual for you, that's when you go, oh, well, I could combine that and that. That would be a really cool product. It's only when you start curating things in your brain, and you're very intentional about it, that's when things will really start coming to you. So okay. I hope that helps.
Say any start is a good start, even if it's something that you don't necessarily continue with throughout. Yeah. It's
absolutely. I mean, that's exactly how I started growing, and that's how Garrett and I kind of found interest. And that's why people were like, holy crap, this girl's kind of she's all over the place, but she's doing epoxy and she's doing woodworking, and here she's diving this bit in a 3/4 inch walnut in a big bowl, and she's filling it with epoxy, and then she's over here making these crazy signs. And like, just start doing something. Find something that interests you. That's the most important thing.
Very, very good. So rolling into after you have the idea and you're at an event, is it more beneficial to sell those items pre-made or to showcase who you are and only have a limited amount of items on your table to sell? So I'm guessing production versus personalization is where we kind of get into this. And events, it depends on what event you're going to.
That's very true. So in my case, so I do take some platforms with me. So I maybe take about 5 platforms with me. They're usually all like, I'll take like 2 medium. I'll take usually 3 dark because the dark is usually very popular, and I'll take like 1 black one with me. And then I take that back. I usually take 6 because I'll have usually 1 medium platform. But the other 5 are usually all larges because my large is my most popular size. But 90% of the time, the people love the personalization. Personalization is everything. Mostly because in what I'm doing in the particular niche, they're showcasing their dog, and they want people to know what their dog's name is, or they're advertising like their kennel. So when they take the pictures of their dog stacking, they want that kennel name right up front. But there are some people that are just starting out and training. And so they want that, like, they don't care about all the zhuzh. They're just looking to do the training and to get their feet wet per se. So I do have those, but I will tell you, out of all the shows that I've done, I've probably come home with 4 platforms at the most. So the pre-made ones are not really, like, with the personalization, I don't get too gung-ho because everybody likes the personalization. So I've done smaller shows where I've made like really cool crafts. It's just so hard because people are so picky. Like, unless you have a very specific thing, like I said, like a garden, and you have flowers, and you have, a variety of flowers or a bouquet of flowers and a carving or whatever it is, or you're doing like all Army and some Marine or some Air Force, some Navy, like, if you're going for more of a theme than just all these different items, I would say you're probably going to have more success. And you could always do something. So like, I've seen a lot of these like farmers markets and whatnot, and a lot of these people making like the hanging planters. Do you know what I'm talking about, Juliann? Like where they're on their porch and they're like wood, and you can like hang the plant in the middle, and that has like a family name or something. I guess if you know how to like use your Cricut, and you could take that with you, and you can say, hey, I can personalize it here for an extra, $20 or $15 or whatever your price is. And you want to personalize it there, that's fine. That's what I have my daughter do at shows. We have like a little Cricut, and I have a Cricut heat press. And so for the dog bandanas, if they want like their dog's name on it, I'm like, hey, that's you. It's
that way.
Yeah. Here, you're gonna go talk to her, and she's gonna take care of that for you. And like, you get 1 font, you get 1 or like maybe 2 or 3 fonts. You don't want to go nuts with giving people 27 options, because then they'll stand there and hem-haw and waste your time. So,
George, I hope that answers your question. He just popped in. Do you personalize at shows or take orders? I mean, it's honestly depending on what workload you want to take on.
Yeah.
So just know the general public will take advantage.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And honestly, I won't lie. That's one thing I'm trying like to constantly work out with myself. Like, is it worth me going to the shows? Let's say I make 5 orders in a 2-day weekend, right, at a show, because it's the same people basically coming in and out. They're just thinking about it. So, I make 5 orders. Okay, well, I've got 5 orders that I've got to come home and now I've got to make. Well, let's say I get like this week, like completely unexpectedly, I got 5 orders this week. Now I have 10 orders, and my Etsy orders have to go out by a certain date. Otherwise I get behind and I get dinged, and then the algorithm punishes me and puts me in Etsy jail and all things. So then you're like, then you've got your customers at the show, like you promised them a 2-week deadline. So then you're hustling like a rat out here in the shop, like, you know, you're in a hamster wheel. So, you know, there's this like catch 52 of what you want to do. So if you're selling smaller items, I would probably, you know, offer personalization on a select set of items. And then if you want to sell the rest, but I would not offer personalization on everything. So if it's like a custom Army thing and a custom Navy thing, and it's like a 3D carve with their name and their number and all the things, you're going to be up to your eyeballs in design work, plus your carving time, plus. So you really need to be a little bit methodical about how you think about and what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So
all right. Speaking of your dog platforms, have you thought about partnering with or contracting someone to sew custom bags with pockets for all the parts for those?
You know, I would love to find somebody that could do that. And it doesn't necessarily have to have a bunch of custom pockets, because quite literally it stacks and it's about 6 inches tall and it's 48 inches wide. But I want to have a sturdy bottom, because all the bags that I've run into, I mean, you're talking about 6 pieces of solid red oak. So like it weighs about 20 pounds all in all. So I'd like to have something with a sturdy bottom, or if they could customize it with like their name in it, or, you know, their kennel name or something really cool like that. I would love to offer that. I would love to partner with somebody. That'd be really cool. So
that would be,
if you're offering Miss or Mrs. or Mr. Creative Wood Designs, I would love for you to reach out to me.
Hint.
Yes.
All right. B. Atkins, trying to order the Edge Hugger. When I check out, it doesn't allow me to use Amazon Pay as I have in the past. Are you having problems with this? Not to my knowledge, but I do know we are in the very middle of Amazon Prime Days. So I don't know if that could be a correlation, but I was going to say, if it keeps giving you problems, just shoot us an email, or hit that contact us page on our IDC Woodcraft website, and we will do our best to work with you. So yes, we want to make sure that you get those Edge Huggers. I'm going to throw the link in one more time, do my little spiel. You guys who are on the live, get the awesome opportunity to continue a Father's Day sale of 10% off that Edge Hugger kit. And that only lasts until midnight tonight. So jump on that.
Go ahead and get them.
Yes.
Save yourself the sanity.
Oh, so Kate, our lovely Ray and Linda that I have used for our mouse pads, for a couple other items that are IDC branded, they said give you our contact info. So you guys, this is verification. I will get your info to Kate. They do an amazing job for sure. Always here with us every Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. And you know what's also really cool too is they have something that I would like to offer, but support another small business, but integrate them into my Etsy shop would be like, you know, like I think it's called a director's chair. You know, they have like that back piece, like they're the old school, like fold up, like movie chairs, like a director would sit in. Well, the backs usually come off. Well, at dog shows, they're incredibly popular to have those backs embroidered or made with like your logo or your name or something. I would love to have even a couple of those made for like just my own dog when I'm showing him in the ring, because I think we're really close to his grand championship. So I never thought, and again, one of those things, I never thought I would be showing a dog, because I always told my best friend, I said, I will not show up in some hideous dress with some hideous shoes and run around a ring. You will not catch me with some ugly thing. No, I will not be that girl. You will not catch me in some hideous dress with some hideous shoes. I can't do it. I draw the line right there.
Just have a good pair of blue jeans, ball cap. You got it.
Girl, I wish. It's like you're going to the dang opera. You got to have all the things on. Oh, Lord have mercy. I love it. I love it to death. It's a lot of fun, but I really never thought in 100 years that I would be doing what I'm doing. So, but I'm eternally grateful that I've had the mentorship that I've had, the guidance that I've had, like just all of the people that have had a hand in this.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a really cool journey. It really has. Cause it started with this little bitty Cricut machine and now it's like this full blown, like big, massive workshop that I have in this, we added onto the back of our pole barn. Like we've got a massive pole barn and we added onto the back of it. And I've got a or a mini split over here. Like I've got here's just like, that's just part of it. Like here's a couple platforms over here, but like I've got a laser, I've got a mini split. Like this is all epoxy stuff. And like this shop goes all the way that way. So it's like, it's been a really cool journey. I won't lie. Like it really has.
And speaking of epoxy, Mr. Mike Weaver would like to know what epoxy brand that you use.
I am a Super Clear fan through and through. I really also, God bless, I'm like trying to total blank on what their name is. I used it for Garrett's table. God bless. Oh, it's the deep. It's like a deep cure epoxy. Oh, it's like in the name. God bless. What is that called? I'm gonna have to look that up real quick.
I'm thinking Total Boat, Super Clear. I'm trying to think of every epoxy that I know we've worked with.
Man, it's a really good one too. Upstart Epoxy. Upstart Epoxy. They have a really fantastic deep pour that I absolutely love. You can pour almost up to 5 inches with it without it overheating, without having any issues. Yeah, it's incredible. I love their stuff. But the art resin is really good if you just want to start out and make some smaller products. But the liquid glass, I'm trying to think. But from Super Clear, that's my go-to for everything. It really is. It's pretty cool. So
I can't complain. That's the one that we've used most here. So I concur.
Absolutely. All right.
Alrighty.
Is there any like CNC questions or anything like that you guys have too? Because I'm down for trying to help. Okay, let's see.
Yeah. Steve wants to know if you ever use metric measurements instead of imperial. He's found that metric is so much easier and more precise.
Yes, I do use metric quite a bit, and especially with the laser, I found that metric is actually a lot more precise with my laser in the cups and trying to get it down to that, tiny distances of making like I said, like making like a full wrap tumbler and making it look so it's like absolutely seamless. So there's not like a big gap here. Obviously the handle's removable. That's how it spins all the way around and does that. But it's much easier when I use metric. And I found this really cool, let me see if I can just take a picture and show it to you on my phone real quick. Hold on. It's like this. It's called, don't mind the big goofy sticky note on here, but it's called like a decimal equivalence kind of chart. So it has your fractions, your inches, and your millimeters all the way. I don't know if you guys can see that at all, but basically that's what it does. So it makes it really nice. And I found that goofy little, it's actually a magnetic board, and I spray painted it all black. I let it dry really well. And then I threw it in the laser, and then I just etched all of that onto there. And I have it like, I literally took my brad nailer because it kept falling off the wall. And I just stapled it to like one of my, to one of the pieces of wood that I have up there in my shop. And so I was like, that's just it. So it sits right there. It's perfect. It's great. I mean, I could have done it myself, but I'm like, I'm just going to go to Etsy. I'm going to buy the file, upload it, laser it, and get it done. So
easiest way. Terry Gearhart would like to know what the name of the epoxy was again.
So it's called, so for the deep pour, it's called Upstart Epoxy. And they have a really good following on YouTube and on Facebook. They're kind of everywhere, but they're just very honest. And usually what you see in their products is what you get. I love working with it. If I have anything, I mean, because let's face it, super clear epoxy, you're going to do your 1/4 inch pour. So I'm actually getting ready to work on a really cool table for my parents. So I bought this really cool table. It actually has like a little bit of an insert like for the top of it, but it's all attached. And so the bottom foreground of it is, or the background of it is like an Indy 500 racetrack. So my parents and I have always been huge Indy 500 fans, and they just celebrated 50 years of going. So it's got the racetrack in the bottom, and then I've got on eBay and different places and found like some vintage Indy 500 cars and things like that that'll go into those. And then I've got like their ticket stubs that I've laminated and all that kind of stuff. So like that, I will definitely use the Upstart Epoxy. And I really like the deep pour as well, because I like to put it into a big like jug basically. And then I put it into my pressure pot. So then that way I can be sure that it has 0 bubbles when it goes into. And it's very high quality. It's a little more expensive, but you get what you pay for, and you're not going to have any problems with it. I really love it.
So say I've just got a link that I can throw in there for you guys on this Upstart Epoxy. I have to say it as I'm typing it in, and
you're good. You're good. The Super Clear does have a really good deep pour as well. I really like theirs as well. I haven't used it as much, and so it's kind of like the old saying goes: if it's not broke, don't fix it. Mm-hmm. And with certain projects, when I'm doing deep pour, I'm like a creature of habit. I just work with what I know. I'm going to be honest. Like, my Onefinity, they've had like 9,000 different updates since the machine first came out. And I am not kidding you guys. Don't come for me. I just updated it. And I was like, if this has glitches, I'm going to come unhinged. But luckily it's been good. I've been good. So.
So speaking of your machine, Kate, do you use T-Tracks or your spoil board? I can't see them in the background. Jeff.
Sure. So I actually do have T-Tracks. I bought them off of Amazon. So they're red. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5. And a fun little fact, when I designed my spoil board the way that I did, I actually made my T-Track, I moved it in just a little, or I moved it all the way to like where it was like 48. I think it's like 48 point, or it's like 47.75 or something goofy. But anyway, I put that right at the edge of where the T-Track is. And then I put my MDF inside of that. So then that way, wherever the board is, I can always bring it just to the very edge. And I know I won't ever go over my soft limits. Because when you have the T-Track outside of the soft limits, it goes over. And then you're just like, okay, well, now I have a soft limit. Now you have to go back into the computer. Now you have to recalculate everything. You have to redo the G code. It's a real pain in the you-know-what. So I just keep trying to make these little changes in my everyday work that makes things a lot more, a lot easier makes my life easier. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. So,
all right, you guys, I'm just gonna pop in here really quickly. I did throw a link in for a super clear epoxy. The only link I had was Greg from STL Woodworking super clear affiliate link. So we're giving him a little bit of a boost here.
Perfect. So. Greg's fabulous. I love his work. He has great work, and I think he does work with some of the pigments. I can't remember which pigments they are. Eye candy pigments.
Yes.
Fabulous pigments. Love their stuff. They're do great.
So pretty.
They are. Yes.
But yeah. All right. It looks like we've got one more question, and then one more donation. So, yay. All right. Creative Wood Designs again. I'm a woodworker, and the only thing I sew is for liners for boxes or covering for jewelry displays I make. Bags could be made from upholstery fabric and the pocket ends could be doubled up. Well, that sounds like
Nice.
a
I
really,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
an
definitely
interesting-
that's a really good idea. That's actually a really cool like niche idea of doing
Hmm.
something like that. You could make, oh my gosh, like my brain's just like exploding with all the different things, like using that custom upholstery and doing like custom ring boxes with the woodworking and your CNC and incorporating that and putting those on Etsy. Oh my gosh. Do you know how many people are extra, like myself, out there that always want to have like the most unique, cool, original gift? Like,
Mhm.
I'm sure my boyfriend's or my daughter's boyfriend, when he gave her their promise ring, um, he went out and bought a custom box and it was all pink and it was gold studded and it was this and it was that. But if I had told him that there was somebody out there that could do that and that had like an Etsy shop, that would
Mhm.
be really cool. Like I could see a lot of people, I could see that like blowing up. Sorry, I'm totally like going off like on a tangent for her, but that's a really cool idea for the bags as well. Like I'm more
Mhm.
excited about a project for like you starting a business doing that than I am about like bags for my flatworms.
Looks like you're going to get an email tomorrow, Kate, about those.
Perfect. I love it.
This is where that creativity spark comes in, you guys. Following back to our other question, like, no, it doesn't have to be given. You guys just got to show up in the chat on Wednesday night and grab these ideas. I mean, it's easy as that. See what works
Yeah.
for you. Make what somebody else has been making. It's, I mean,
Or
it
just
doesn't have
make
to
a
be hard.
better version of it.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
and this is going to sound like the goofiest thing to say out loud. Okay. So I remember when I first started making wood signs, one of my best friends in the entire world, like we were in each other's weddings and all the things, and she made custom wood signs and they were beautiful. Oh, hers could have like blown my hand out of the water. They were beautiful. And she was killing it on Etsy for many years. And I called her up one day when I wanted to start it. And I was like, Leanne, would you care if I made wood signs too? And she was like, girl, I live an hour away from you. No, you can't make wood signs and sell them in your area. Like, duh. And I'm
gosh.
sure that there are probably those other people that are making platforms on Etsy. They're probably like sitting there cursing my name because their sales dropped and like I've kind of taken off,
Mhm.
but I can't help that. I can't control that. Like, Garrett makes bits. Cody
Mhm.
makes bits. Are they in business together? Yeah. Are they supporting one another? Absolutely. Like, don't see it as everyone as a competition. See it as it's somewhere to like build a relationship with someone or embrace someone else's skills where you might fall short. Like with the creative woodworks, if she could make bags or if she knows somebody that could make bags and send them to me and I could send her an order and, we figure out some way to make it work together, like collaborate, find other like-minded people and, get in the groove, figure out what works for you and what's going to do your heart good and what's going to help somebody else.
Mhm. And then even if there's not room for collaboration, if you're the one that's making stuff better, it would be a time for maybe the other person to pivot on their business journey and venture. Or if you find somebody's choking out you for what project you were making, maybe it's time to see that as an opportunity to try to do something different. So always look at it with a positive note. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, you've got to bring you to it is what it all boils down to. At the end of the day, you're bringing your business to the table. Like I said earlier, you've got to figure out how to raise the ante, how to make yourself successful. And it's not a competition. It's not, ooh, I can do it better than you. It's not that type of thing. It's embracing the skills and the talent in yourself. That's what people are buying. That's what people are seeing. They're seeing, on my social media, they're seeing, me out in the shop in my, pink tank top that's stained all to hell from wood stains, and my leggings and my boots, and it looks very unattractive, and my, mask or my headphones or my, respirator or whatever the hell I've got on that day. But they're seeing me do the work. Like, yes, I can look, pretty and attractive, but I also can look, extra special in my respirator and headphones and my stained pink tank top. Like, but you're doing the work, you're putting the care and the love into it. You're the one communicating with them. And that's where they're building that relationship. That's what builds the rapport of people wanting to come back and see you because you're showing up for them. So
like that connection matters. Even though you're operating from maybe an Etsy store or from the other side of the computer. I mean, like you said earlier, that first initial message of, hey, thanks for your order. I'm going to get on that really quickly. Like, that's not just to feed the algorithm or to get you up in the numbers for any of your sales platforms. That's a necessary part of the business, is having that communication with your customer, being real, being open, being transparent. I mean, just be human. We're moving towards the world of AI, and there are some of us that enjoy it, some of us don't.
Okay, I have one word for you. Okay, and this is back before you, but I have one word for you: liberty. Like, she was absolutely fabulous. When she came in the messages that people were getting, and the M&Ms that. Once the M&Ms started going, like, when I got my package yesterday of, the bits that I had ordered, I was like, I opened my package, and my husband was like, "Ooh, you got M&Ms?" And I was like, "These are mine. I always
you cannot have them.
I will be taking these and walking away now, because it's the only chocolate in our house, because we have 2 teenagers that don't leave anything unattended for more than 5 seconds."
Oh my gosh.
So, but she was such an instrument in what she did. Like, just those small messages of writing on the packages, taking that little bit of extra time. That's why I say, like, when I put things in an envelope, like I have like a thank you card, it like, has, here's how to leave a review. I have like a little, thing of where to find me or how to connect with me. And if you have a problem, or, it has like a thank you sticker, and I made like custom stickers, kind of like you guys have like your IDC thing or whatever. And so I put like one of those in there for them if they want to stick it like on their training kit, or like we have like our workbenches, I can't carry this thing around with me, but I put stickers on it and do fun stuff. But like, people have toolboxes when they go to dog shows, so they can put that sticker in their toolbox, and people will be like, "Oh, what's that?" So it's kind of cool. It's it's just that extra personal touch,
and it matters. It so matters.
It does.
Big thank you to Steven. It's like, now, are you referring to me, or are you referring to Kate, or are you referring to both of us when you say beautiful work and beautiful voice? Because I mean, we need that validation. So let us know. But
I'm going to speak for him. I'm going to say it's for both of us, because you do things that I could only dream of doing things. He's like, "Juliann," and she's like, "I'm already done. I already read it in your brain.
I did it a week ahead of time. It's already."
It's done. Why are you still talking? Why are you still here? No, I'm just kidding. But just to be able to keeping up with Garrett in his brain is like trying to keep up with me, and God help that human being. So I've always been so impressed by your like mad skills and your ability to multitask and just handle all of the things. It's just incredible.
Oh, it's definitely. Like I said, you can cultivate skills. This may be a talent and a skill, and further improving venture here.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's oh my gosh, I've got people texting me whether IDC has a banner. Not yet, you guys. Not yet.
There you go.
I was gonna say,
I do need an IDC banner. That is a heck of an idea. Whoever said that? That's a great idea. You do.
Like,
Garrett needs a big old banner. I know. I have all of my stickers over here.
Yep. I was gonna say,
I have all my bit chucking. I have the badger. I have the thing I'm not supposed to talk about yet because you guys haven't released it. I have the piece here. I have my PWE. I have like my whole little wall of the side of my cabinet. Everybody comes in and is like, "What's that?" I'm like, all I need is a big checklist. Oh, speaking of, we should talk. I don't know if there's any new friends in the group tonight, but make sure you go over to idcwoodcraft.com and you get your checklist. I was actually thinking about that today because I made a bonehead mistake because I have my little, when you're, of course, like I said, in manufacturing, you have your, okay, upload the new file, check the bit, it's kind of the rinse and repeat type thing. I forgot to load the file and I hit start and I was like, because it was like on the final cut and it screwed up one small section, but I was like, yee. And I was like, damn it, if I had that stupid little checklist sitting here, I probably would have remembered. Oh, Lord.
I was going to say the link is in the comments and it was also in the description. I can't stop smiling now because Garrett's pulling a captain on me and saying, make it so. Make the banner happen.
Make it what?
Make it so.
Make it banner happen. Make it so. He's speaking it into existence.
Yes.
I love it. Let's go. Sam from Coleman Designs, he says, let's go IDC banner.
Well,
I love it. That would be a hell of a giveaway. That would be an awesome giveaway.
See, I think I'm going to have to get in touch with Linda and Ray on that one.
Again, just to get in the... Huh?
I said, I think I'm going to have to get in touch with Linda and Ray on that one. And oh my goodness, Aaron, maybe you'll get 2 little pennant banners for your twins that are coming. Well, I don't know. I don't know what that would actually be really cute too. Get those little like university pennant IDC banner
those
things
so
going.
Cute.
You guys are giving me some good ideas.
See? We're bringing it. We're on fire tonight, girl. We are getting it.
Well, as on fire as we are, I'm going to have to say it is getting very close to the end of the night for me. My day starts early. My day ends late. And I know, Kate, you're a very busy woman. I'm going to have to disappoint everybody because I know you were waiting on that alt mill giveaway. And sadly, we're not giving away Garrett's alt mill, even though he's not here. I did not have a giveaway set up for tonight simply because of my workload and just wanting to enjoy Kate being here with us tonight, you guys. Just really, Kate, thank you for hopping on and being my second face over here, so I wasn't just entertaining the CNC masses by myself. I wouldn't know what to answer, or you guys would be quite literally out in left field without some ideas. so
well,
yes.
And like I said, I hope I didn't ramble tonight. So I hope I was able to bring some information and some insight, and hopefully maybe inspired somebody to look at things a little differently. Maybe put your beer goggles on tonight and, look at things a little differently. Think about what things could be instead of what they should be,
Exactly.
Who knows? But
did
we get all the questions answered?
I believe so. I'm going to throw that link in for the edge huggers. You guys remember that discount automatically applies. All you got to do is throw them into your cart, but that only lasts until midnight Eastern Daylight. I don't even know what time we're on right now. It's the Eastern time. That will end at midnight tonight with that extended edge hugger discount, you all. So yes, thank you all very, very much for showing up for us. We appreciate you being
absolutely.
here.
I love it.
Like we will be back again next week. Kate will officially, have to get you on a little more often still with your busy schedule. We're going to yank you away from it. It's been a fun night.
That's all right. Honestly, yeah, it has been fun. It's been very refreshing. It's been good. It's been fun. It's been fun. I've missed this. And I know with Garrett and all of the little things and nuances that come with doing a show with Garrett, I've always, it's always so fun. And then especially with Liberty on here, oh my word, it's
you never know what's going to happen.
fun memories of just the chaos of just everyone and just you. And, it's just always so fun. I always thoroughly enjoy it. So yes, if the masses would love to have me back on at some point, I am more than happy to appease and just have a good night. Have a good fun night.
Sure. I was going to say, subscribe to our channel, give us the thumbs up, give us the likes, give us the hearts, go over to Kate's channel, check out our Etsy, do all the things, and we're going to call it a night, you guys. So
all right.
Thank you for
and
being
thank you again for all of your donations. We appreciate that.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
Good night,
Thank
everybody.
You. All right. Night.